Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into something fascinating. Shifting your mindset for, well, financial freedom and just a richer life overall.
Yeah, and we're drawing heavily from a great conversation between Lewis Howes and Jay Shetty.
Exactly. We've gone through it to pull out the core ideas about how your fundamental relationship with money, how that shapes your ability to create abundance.
Right, and that's key, regardless of what your bank account looks like right now.
Our mission here is pretty simple. Find those practical insights, those sometimes surprising perspectives that you listening can actually use straight away.
And what jumps out right at the start is this paradox almost. How do you feel abundant when, maybe things are tight financially?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. And their point isn't to just ignore reality. It's more about actively building this internal sense of richness
How so? Through what?
through things like your values, your character, kindness, generosity, focusing outward on adding value to others. That's presented as like the crucial first move.
Okay, interesting. So let's get practical. Step one they talk about is awareness.
Mm.
Sounds basic, but it's about really noticing your own thoughts and feelings about money.
Yeah, tuning in. Like what happens physically? Does your breathing get shallow? Do you relax?
Or emotionally, anxiety,
Mhm.
scarcity, maybe even abundance sometimes when you get paid or when you pay a bill, or even just check your balance.
Exactly. It's about understanding your current, let's call it attachment style to money. What baggage are you carrying?
An emotional baggage, yeah. That awareness is the starting point, right?
Right.
To see if your reactions are actually helping you or keeping you stuck.
Precisely. Which leads naturally to the next layer, understanding your personal money story.
Your money story.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like the history of your life with money.
Basically, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's massively influenced by your parents, by how they handled money, how they talked about it, or maybe didn't talk about
All
it.
right. Was it a source of arguments? Were you aware if things were tough?
All those early experiences, they really embed beliefs. Maybe feeling like you were less than other kids because you didn't have the same stuff.
Ah, yeah, that can definitely create lasting insecurities.
And understanding that story helps you see your current money personality. Does it lean towards abundance or is it stuck in scarcity thinking?
It's wild how those early things
I don't know.
echo. Like they mentioned someone who grew up really poor, right?
Yeah.
Becomes successful, makes good money, but still operates from that deep fear of lack,
Yeah.
maybe hoarding or just not enjoying it.
Exactly. The emotional habits haven't caught up with the new reality. It's a real disconnect.
And that connects directly to the fear factor they brought up. So many people are just scared of their finances.
Oh, absolutely. Debt, rising costs, that feeling of never having enough, it's heavy.
And that emotional weight, it can just stop you in your tracks, right?
Yeah.
Make you avoid dealing with it altogether.
Totally. Which is why they emphasize achieving emotional freedom around money. Getting to a place where money coming in or going out doesn't automatically trigger anxiety.
And they suggest relaxation helps. Makes you more receptive.
That's the idea. Because when you're tense and anxious, you're kind of closed off. They shared that example of someone with lots of money.
Oh yeah, the person who still lived like they were broke,
Yeah.
sleeping on couches, hoarding.
Exactly. A perfect illustration that having money doesn't equal emotional freedom from money worries.
So what's underneath that? It comes down to beliefs, doesn't it?
Fundamentally, your core beliefs about money, they're like the operating system running your financial behaviors and results.
So if you believe, like making money means doing bad things, or being poor makes you a good person.
Bingo. That belief itself will limit your opportunities. It keeps you playing small, maybe unconsciously.
And they talked about a specific block, this idea that being generous is risky.
Yes. The lie of scarcity in generosity. That fear that if you share your time or your knowledge or whatever you have, you'll end up with nothing.
Which leads to hoarding, not sharing.
Right. And the antidote they propose is cultivating a generous mindset, seeing that as a key habit for creating abundance, both financially and just, internally.
Being willing to share, help others succeed,
Yeah.
believing there's enough to go around.
Exactly. It's a fundamental shift from what can I keep to how can I contribute.
Okay, so how does this play out practically? Like when you're looking for mentors or opportunities?
Well, the energy you bring is huge. Approaching people with genuine curiosity, possibility, joy, that's valuable.
Your passion can be a form of currency.
Absolutely. Especially for people who might have achieved success but lost some of that spark. Your positive energy is attractive.
They shared that story about unconscious generosity. Offering value without expecting cash back immediately.
Yeah, like doing interviews for a platform just for the visibility, the connections. That led to other opportunities down the line. It's about giving first.
Which counters that feeling of, I have nothing to offer.
Precisely. Find ways, even small ways, to create value for others. Shift the focus from help me to how can I help you?
And this ties into gratitude as well, right? Even when things are tough.
Mm-hmm. Practicing gratitude, thanking the universe or whatever you believe in for the chance to learn and grow, even from challenges. It shifts your energy away from lack.
They even had that specific exercise thanking money.
Yeah, acknowledging it when it comes in and even when it goes out, paying bills, debt, treating it like a flow you appreciate, it makes the relationship less adversarial.
It sounds a bit strange at first, but I can see how it reframes things.
It does. And then there were those stories about people creating opportunities just through their energy. The photographer, the hostess.
Right. Their passion and willingness to help open doors that qualifications alone might not have.
It shows your personal energy really matters. It's contagious.
And they brought in psychology too, the waiter tipping studies.
Yeah, fascinating. Simple things like introducing yourself, making recommendations, complimenting choices.
Actually increase tips.
Significantly, it underscores the financial power of positive human connection. It's not just fluff.
So if you feel stuck, the core shift is moving from feeling helpless to being helpful.
That's a great way to summarize it. Choose to bring positive energy, contribute where you can without keeping score initially. That builds momentum.
But there's a warning too, isn't there? About scarcity sticking around even after you make money.
Oh, definitely. That ingrained feeling of not enough can persist. You can make money but still hoard it, never feeling free or enjoying it.
Which points to a broader definition of wealth. It's not just the number.
Exactly. True wealth includes appreciating what you have. A high net worth doesn't automatically buy freedom or happiness. We've all seen examples of that.
That money as a person exercise was quite revealing.
Yeah, imagine money walks into the room. How do you react? Are you welcoming, suspicious, anxious?
That gut reaction tells you a lot about your underlying relationship with it. Worth reflecting on, honestly.
For sure. Because healing that relationship is key. Treating money with care, being generous, patient, aware. That's how you build a healthier, more abundant life.
They also tackle that saying, more money, more problems. Is that always true?
They suggested it can be a kind of money lie. Stress around money can happen at any level if the underlying relationship isn't healthy. It's not about the amount, necessarily.
So living below your means but feeling abundant, that's actually a win.
A huge win, like that Count of Monte Cristo reference, appreciating simple things, even without huge wealth.
Though that's hard these days, isn't it? With social media constantly showing off.
Oh, absolutely. The comparison trap is real and very difficult to avoid sometimes.
They also made a distinction between wanting money quick and easy versus making money easy over time.
Right. Making it easy comes from developing skills, talents, becoming valuable. Chasing quick, easy money often leads to losses, painful lessons.
And the advice on investing.
Invest in what you understand, which, first and foremost, means investing in yourself, your skills, your knowledge.
And if you don't have much capital,
They suggested investing in courage and confidence. Building that inner strength can have huge returns down the line.
it was good to hear both Lewis and Jay talk about their own past money struggles too.
Yeah, it makes it relatable. Shows it's an ongoing journey of learning, not a fixed destination you just arrive at.
That story about the wealthy person who died by suicide, that was incredibly sobering.
It really was. A stark reminder that money can't buy happiness or self-worth or fix deep inner struggles. True wealth has to include relationships, meaning a healthy sense of self.
And they noted a common trait among the super wealthy: generosity.
Yes, that many billionaires and megamillionaires practice giving more as a way to sustain abundance. Giving, even when it feels like a stretch, creates a positive cycle.
And generosity isn't just about money, is it?
Not at all. Time, energy, resources, knowledge, like the examples of their parents being generous despite having little money themselves.
It becomes less of a chore and more of a natural reaction when you feel abundant and grateful.
Exactly. Giving flows naturally from that state of inner richness.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive really shows that financial freedom, that richer life, it starts inside.
Mm-hmm. Cultivating awareness of your money story, practicing gratitude, generosity, focusing on adding value. That's where you begin to create abundance, no matter your starting point.
And remembering true wealth isn't just financial. It's connection, inner peace.
Absolutely. So for a practical step this week, Maybe try that money as a person exercise.
Just take a moment, reflect honestly. How would you react? What does that tell you?
And then maybe identify one small thing you can do. Express gratitude for something you have. Offer help to someone, just one step towards a more positive, generous money mindset.
Yeah, these ideas are foundational. If this resonated, definitely explore Lewis Howes and Jay Shetty's work further. See how these principles connect with your own life.
Ask yourself, what other questions did this bring up for you about your relationship with money?
And maybe a final thought to chew on.
Go for it.
If your beliefs about money really do shape your reality, what's one belief shift you could start working on today? One shift that might open you up to more possibility, more abundance in all parts of your life.